true believers, it's Mr. Captrik here, and as you can see, we've got Resident Evil Director's Cut on for the gameplay. I just decided we'll go with standard, and we'll play with Jill.
Resident Evil.
Because, I mean, that's just the classic way of playing. Yes, Jill is easy mode. Chris is, like, normal mode. Alright? At least in the standard OG way of things. On Director's Cut, you do also get that option to play like training, easy, real easy mode.
Alpha Team is flying around the forest zone situated in northwest Raccoon City, where we're searching for the helicopter of our compatriots Bravo Team, who disappeared during the middle of our mission.
You haven't found it?
No, I haven't found it yet. Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred in Raccoon City. There are outlandish reports of families being attacked by a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten. Bravo Team went to the hideout of the group and disappeared.
Look, Chris!
It was Bravo Team's helicopter. Nobody was in it. But strangely, most of the equipment was still there. However, we soon discovered why.
Hey! Come here!
Joseph!
No! Don't go! Jill, run for that house!
Chris Redfield. Jill Valentine. Barry Burton. Rebecca Chambers. Albert Wesker. Resident Evil.
What is this?
Wow, what a mansion!
Captain Wesker, where's Chris?
Stop it! Don't open that door!
But Chris is...
What is it?
Maybe it's Chris. Now, Jill, can you go?
I'm going with you. Chris is our old partner, you know.
Okay, let me handle this. Stay alert!
A dining room. What? What is this?
What is it?
Blood. Jill, see if you can find any other clues. I'll be examining this. Hope this is not Chris's blood.
Barry?
What is it?
Watch out! It's a monster!
Let me take care of this. What is it?
Kenneth was killed too. Maybe by this creature. Anyway, let's report this to Wesker.
Wesker! Help me look for him, Jill. And don't leave this hall for the time being. Find anything, Jill?
Nothing. What is this all about? I can't figure it out at all.
Beats me, too.
Now it's Wesker's time to disappear. I don't know what's going on.
Well, it can't be helped. Let's search for him separately. I'll check the dining room again.
Okay, I'll try the door on the opposite side.
This mansion is gigantic. We could get into trouble if we get lost. We should start from the first floor, okay? And Jill, here's a lockpick. It might be handy if you, the master of unlocking, take it with you.
Thanks. Maybe I'll need it.
Listen, if something happens, let's meet up in this hall. This time, I'll be there.
Alright, true believers, we're back. After, essentially your little opening tutorial area. This game doesn't have a tutorial, though. It's back in the day. When you had to read an instruction manual, your game manual. Or open up the options, look at the controls. Which is sort of actually nice. This game didn't have any on-screen prompts for it to tell you, like, R1 to raise your weapon, X to action, you just, back in the day, you just sort of had to be savvy, but even just in terms of games today, do we really need all of the on-screen prompts? I mean, make them available, I guess, for those who want them, but I'm one of those types of people that can go either way, and really when it comes to it, I would prefer less than more it, for a tutorial for on-screen prompts. But other people need that stuff, so I'm not saying remove it entirely, but you know, maybe some option for it, or option to skip tutorial. That is sometimes an option, but then why even make it in the first place, I suppose. One of those areas of games. But anyway, back to Resident Evil. Resident Evil came out in 1995. And, yeah, I mean, I have to say, it's one of those great, fantastic games. Alright, sorry, I had to edit out the portion of that video where I was on a phone call. We were just in the menu item for that. But 95, you know, this was, for its time, and still is, a remarkably fantastic game. I think the whole myth too about, you know, tank controls, and today I think if you make a game today with tank controls like this, fixed camera angle tank controls, it could still work. I really don't see why it couldn't. Tank controls don't screw me up. I'd also say it's, you know, like just, you know, a myth too that like, oh, you grew up with it, so you're used to it. No, I beg to differ. I truly beg to differ. I think that anyone can play a game with tank controls and do just fine and have fun. You know, it's just a style. Maybe more games should try and do it. But again, here we go. So we're coming up on a, you know, this is just an infamous classic part of the game. Like I said before, elaborate a little bit more on it. Jill is the easy character, right? If you want to look at it like easy and normal, like Jill and Chris, or maybe Jill's normal and Chris is hard, however you really want to look at it, right? But Jill can acquire items much easier than Chris can. Jill takes more damage than Chris, so you know these are things you just you know after playing it for a long time. Like you know again when I was maybe 10 or 11 years old playing this game, you know maybe that nuance I didn't catch on to that right away. But here we go. We'll pause for this.
Hey, what's going on?
Jill? Is that you, Jill? What happened?
Barry, help me, please. The door won't open. Quick!
Stay away from the door, Jill. I'm gonna kick this door down.
Hurry! This way!
Oh, Barry!
That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
You're right. Barry, thanks for saving my life. But Barry, didn't you say you're going back to the dining room to do some research? Why on earth are you here?
I just had something I wanted to check. Now, let's get back to searching for the lost captain and Chris, shall we?
Thank you, Barry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, the infamous Jill sandwich line. I love that line. I always loved it as a kid. I don't know how it turned into a meme or people know about it or whatever. It's sort of like the thing too, like MGS alert. Sound like huh? I I just don't think like really people. I don't know. Please, if you hear this and you know the answer, leave your response in the comments. But do people really know what those things are from? I feel like people just use a lot of like the video game memes or jokey kind of things, right? And they've never experienced it. So, let us know. Is that the truth, or does everybody fucking know about Jill Sandwich and OG Resident Evil? I don't know. I'd be hard pressed to think that everyone does, but whatever. If people do, fantastic. Now, get that last little part right there. That's when you do that, that's sort of your first inclination that is why is Barry over here? Didn't he say he was going to check out the other side of the mansion? How did he get down here? What's he doing over here? But you're not really, again, you're not really thinking about that in the moment. You're kind of thinking about it. It's whether it piques your interest or you're subconsciously getting it. But again, you're also so thankful, especially too, if you booted up the game, ran into that first part of the dining room, ran into the first zombie, and as Jill, you fail and you die, right? Well, now and you go, oh, shit, I didn't save. You start all the way over from the beginning. Especially if you did something like that, or if you got killed by the dogs, or if that other zombie in there like nabs you, right? You know that this game is dangerous. And so when you come walking out, now you can't escape, and this ceiling's caving down on you. You are legitimately, on your first or a couple of early playthroughs, you're like, yeah, you could probably die from that. If you play as Chris, you do die if you don't have the broken shotgun to put in the real, like the working shotgun's place. So, you might be thinking, oh, and again, that's why this game is written very well. It's paced very well. It is really, really well put together in terms of its cinematic experience, right? That you're going through that. You're like, oh man, I almost died. Thanks, Barry. Yeah. But yeah, why? Why? It'll linger. But you're still just happy to be alive. I didn't have to reload. I didn't save. I'm starting over from the beginning. Back in the day, these were concerns. Today, you just auto save. I do like that the remakes brought back in with their higher difficulty mode. You can only save with an ink ribbon and a typewriter. I think that was smart of them to do, because other YouTubers I've watched or have seen or heard have mentioned when talking about the comparison that they would prefer to have save points again. I would agree with that too. Just like I was maybe talking about tutorials and that stuff before, well, maybe I should have that option as well in a game too. Again, for that, to get that feeling, that sense of I don't know, is it trepidation? I mean, it's cautiousness. You start to sort of, I haven't saved in a while. Maybe I should. Maybe I should make multiple saves, right? I mean, people do that with with autosaves and just being able to save carte blanche, like whenever you want. But that sort of takes away, again, an element of at least in terms of Resident Evil, fear, stress. Like I said, trepidation. Should I save now? Should I wait to say? Oh man, I only have like one save ribbon right now. I don't, but I know I've gone a long ways, or you're already that person that's like, I'm saving all the time because I don't trust nothing. Hey, cool. I just think games. I wish games were a little bit more old school. Don't get me wrong. I love new games. They're fantastic, great, really made a lot of progress. Something is to be said though about the classics, about the way things used to be played. Maybe some games don't need it, but some games could benefit from it. So I guess it's always on you know a
Barry!
case by case basis, I guess so to speak.
Jill, what's going on? Any clues?
No, but something's wrong with this house.
Whoa, this hall is dangerous. Maybe it's better to secure our escape route first. There must be a back door somewhere. Let's try to find it first, shall we?
Okay, let's separate again.
Just a moment. I found something.
What is it?
It's a weapon. It's really powerful, especially against living things. Better take it with you.
But how about you, Barry?
I have this.
Thank you. I'll take this then.
Sweet acid rounds. Thanks, Barry. Yellow Barry's wave. Jill, you see right there, though, again, Jill is still a little perplexed. Still quite, like, there's doubt. You could tell there's doubt with, like, why is, Barry, what's going on? Why? First he's over there, but he saves me. But now this, right? But then he gives you a gift. Now, I don't know this, okay? Right, so what I'm about to say is just sort of my assumption, my speculation. But I'm going to call it a hypothesis, right? So I'm giving it an educated guess certification here. Bazooka. Now, okay, most of us, and I hope this isn't a generational thing, but most of us, when, like, at least over here in America, in the West, but I'll even specify more to just America, right? United States. And Canada. A bazooka is like an anti-tank weapon, right? World War II style. The Allied version, or at least the American version of, a Panzerfaust. So again, an anti-tank, capable, rocket or grenade or something, right? Rocket, essentially. So when I think bazooka, I think of like cylindrical tube, fired like from the shoulder, purposefully against armor, a tank. The bazooka, as we know it here in the OG Resident Evil, I believe is more of a grenade launcher. But I'm guessing that there's something lost in translation from American English to Japanese back to American. And again, but it could also be a war thing, right? Where bazooka to Japanese people just means rocket propelled device, right? You know what I mean? I don't know. Grenade, but that is a grenade launcher. We even use rounds, right? Acid rounds, flame rounds, explosive rounds that look like they're 20 millimeter, right? 20 mic. So or 30 or 40 mic. Forgive me, like they're 40 millimeter. I don't, or check me on that. I believe 40 millimeter. That's what you load into a grenade launcher. Right. Anyway, um, that's what I've always been sort of curious about that, but I've never really seen anything on it. So that's my educated guess. It could be two things, right? A lost translation thing, or a weird association, right? Or a weird um concept, like idea of what a bazooka is because of the war, right? I could see that. I could see either of those being an explanation. Because no American person would look at that, right, when they're doing a translation and think, oh, that's a bazooka. No, like how it operates, like how it even looks, that's a grenade launcher, right? So, I don't know. Maybe we'll do some research between videos here and have an answer. We'll see. But no, I mean, it these are great games. I would recommend you play them. I'm not really trying to see. So, we're not gonna rewind anything. If I take a hit like that, hey, I take a hit. Again, this game is engraved in my brain pretty decently. That I can go years without playing it and jump back in, and I'm not going to die from a zombie. Yeah, I may mistime something. I may forget a little thing here or there, take a bite. But if I was to just play this, I guarantee you within 3 to 5 days of playing and beating it, just beating it, we could do a flawless run here. I can get back to knife only runs with Chris. Just, all of those OG ways of playing, self-imposed rules, right, and challenges that you used to do. That's what we used to do, boys and girls, if you are of the younger generation. Before there were trophies and achievements and challenges and things like this in games, right, that the developers now, make into the games, which is really cool and fun. We had to make up our own. Or, you would unlock a special game mode or something, after clearing the game an amount of times, or clearing the game on a certain difficulty, or so on and so forth, or hitting some sort of requirement criteria that would then unlock this bonus mode or another mode of play of the game, which could then impose, new fun rules or challenges on you. But nothing, again, no tracking of it, so to speak. There were a lot of times too that just didn't exist. So you made your own rules up, you made your own entertainment that resulted in a great deal of fun. Um, Again, part of that is you played so much. Now I still love this game, but I desire something more from it, and that's why we do these sorts of things. A lot of fun. Nowadays, I don't know if you can do that anymore. Or like I said, developers now make trophies, the challenges, the achievements, the rewards, right, that come with the game. Sweet, that is cool. Because now, again, it's tracked, it's shown. I think actually one of the best ones ever, one of my favorite trophies, platinum trophies, games that has trophies in it, I should say, was Silent Hill 2. And we're talking about this, the shouldn't be spoken of HD remix for the PS3 and the 360. But say again what you will about it, all the controversy surrounding it, all of just the kind of hoopla. Uh, it's still a decent way to play the game, um, especially with just playing Silent Hill 2. Because Silent Hill 3 doesn't have the original voice actors, unfortunately. But yeah, playing Silent Hill 2 on your PS3 or your 360 and getting those platinum trophies or achievements, that is a game that's like, that's a tough game. You know, before that, like on the PS2, you just had a clear screen on PS2 and Xbox. You just had a clear screen. You had to, snap a picture of to prove that, like, no, I beat this game with 10-star rating. I did it all. Um, at least with PS3 and 360, it's cool. You have something that you can always like refer to in a digital realm to show this gaming achievement. Which again, is if a game is difficult, I'm all for it. I'm all for tracking things and giving out those rewards. This game, if you want trophies, achievements, and such for this game, again, just do the remake. Which brings me to this. This OG version that we're playing, right? This director's cut PS1 version, and even the original '95, just old school version of the game. They're great. They're fun. You should check them out. But and they're great examples. Like this and the Silent Hill games, at least like Silent Hill 1. Great examples of games that yeah, they're old, they're retro, right? We're talking about polygons here and these beautiful pre-rendered backgrounds. Tank controls for this game. They're great examples of games do not have to have current generation graphics to be good. I will play this game. I'll play this game all the time because this is a good game. And even though it's old and the graphics reflect that, it's still a solid package. You can't go wrong with it. So yeah, great examples. That's why we showcase them. Yeah, games don't need to have the top of the shelf graphics. Current gen graphics to be enjoyable. But with that said, I would definitely recommend, if you want to play this game, get the remake. The remake is available on everything right now. You can get it currently on Steam, probably on Epic. I don't know. You can get it on. So you can play it on PC. You can play it on a console. You can play it on multiple generations of console. So that would be the version I would just recommend playing if you wanted to play it yourself, because graphics are updated. It's just it's from the GameCube version, which is though that is the version we go by now. FYI, this OG and director's cut versions are still the same game, but there are little nuance changes, to it. And we go now, at least canon-wise, with the remake. And again, too, it has some nice mechanics in there that were added, as well as some new enemies that are added. Excuse me. I know there's a little bit of discussion about Lisa Trevor. Whatever. I'm not hating on any of that. I think anything that adds lore to the game and does it well, like it's not just there to be there, but it's there for a purpose. Yeah, hey, that works. I dig it. So currently, right now, here in the game, I'm just going around. I'm just trying to unlock everything I can unlock. I have not been the best at efficiency. Again, if I sat down and thought about it, we'd be running the whole mansion here like efficiently as possible, right? Like no backtracking, anything like that. Or at least, you have to backtrack to an extent. It's just part of the game, but it would all be very efficient, very Euler circuit, right? Where you're not going through the same room twice. You're just doing everything in an order, so to speak. But currently, I would say I wouldn't. If you're at this point in the game too, and again, if I was doing this efficiently, we'd be done with using the Beretta. I'm just sort of using it just because I know that I can just smoke these zombies with 4 to 5 shots, and I'm just trying to save up as much shotgun ammo as I possibly can. But seriously, we could comfortably at this point only be using the shotgun and never pick up Beretta handgun ammo again. Like this magazine right here. No, don't need this. And that's not a clip, boys and girls. That is a magazine. A clip is what, if you watch, if you know your old World War II weapons, a clip is what an M1 Garand uses. That is a clip. Or like what an OG like Mauser would use with a stripper clip. Alright, those are clips. What the Beretta is a magazine. I said shotgun because I just blew that zombie's head off with a shotgun. Is a magazine. So those are magazines, right? Because a magazine contains, right? It holds the ammo. A clip, right, is not necessarily like self-containing, holding the ammo per se, right? As you shoot the gun, right? With a clip, you put it in, and then the bullets go into the gun, right? Into its own internal magazine, right? So a clip loads into a magazine. A magazine is a self-contained item, right? That you then just load into the weapon, if that makes sense. If not, go and check it out. But it is different. There is a difference. Okay. And like I said, right now you should be comfortable just using the shotgun. Especially too if I was avoiding a lot of the zombies. You've seen me thus far, because I know we can, because it's Jill, kill all the zombies all day in this mode. When you're playing as Chris, you can, but you're more than likely at times going to go and run and just try to evade zombies as well. I left this journal entry in the playthrough as like I'm just taking our time and giving you like time to read it as we go through, just because the Keeper's Diary is one of the most well-known journal entries in the game, with Itchy Tasty there at the end. And I just figured I'd leave it in, so if you're watching, you're listening to me, you can also just read along with it there. But yeah, we just keep it on with the keep on here. Like I said, I'm stockpiling a lot of shotgun ammo. I know we're gonna get more grenade launcher, bazooka ammo, and then of course there's always the little python that emerges eventually. Let's see, we're picking up the blue stone for the tiger's eye here. Yeah, this is gonna give us more. Is this gonna give us more shotgun ammo? I think this gives us more shotgun ammo, right? And then what the redstone will give us is the coal python. So I suppose, we'll just talk about maybe what we'll do here in the future is, and I don't mean like future videos of this playthrough. Most of the rest of the playthrough for this will probably, won't have as much commentary as this video, but after we're done with, because I did the remake, right? We sort of started off the Resident Evil playthroughs with the remake, and then the funny thing was, just shortly after I finished that, and the PlayStation Plus added the new extra and premium tiers to its to its subscription service. This was part of the premium tier, right? The Classics collection. Which he's like, oh well, isn't that funny? Because I want to do that playthrough as well. So I just figured, yeah, let's just go right into it, even though I had started up a Resident Evil 2 playthrough already, a remake playthrough. The thing is, though, with that remake playthrough, um, you know, I played through and I didn't, I thought I was recording and I wasn't recording. And here we go, the classic Moonlight Sonata by Beethoven. It's because of this game that I learned to appreciate not only this piece, but many other pieces of classical music. And I always liked classical music, right? I liked all kinds of music, but that it was featured in a video game, right, caught my attention, piqued my interest, right? So again, video games are good for you. I don't care what anyone says. Lots of video games that are good, that actually can make you appreciate things in like that are real even more than before. So, but yeah, with that Resident Evil 2, that's probably what we'll do next. We'll do the remake next. We do like a 3 playthrough, a remake 3 playthrough. It'd be nice if, because in terms of being able to record the old games, I don't know. I think I just do like a capture card to capture that gameplay from the I suppose I could find some free software, editing software, to put on a computer and then, do it that way. It's just the Share Factory is just nice and convenient. It's not the best editing software by any means, but it makes it just easy to capture gameplay, record your voice over it if you want to, and put it on YouTube. So the ease and convenience is a huge draw. But eventually we'll get around to like actually putting legacy stuff on the channel from the legacy hardware and the disc. But I think after the 3 remake, we'll do a Code Veronica playthrough. It's nice, that is also available on the store. I want to do a 0 playthrough, but maybe I would save that for the absolute last one, and kind of go back to a tank control game. Because yeah, we'll do 2 and 3 remake, which will be the updated version. I want to do Code Veronica after those, just to again stay within the sequential order. Even though we'll talk about it later, Code Veronica is technically Resident Evil 3. But whatever. We'll get into that when we play that game, or even maybe when we. Nah, we'll get into it when we play Code Veronica. And then after Code Veronica, I'll do a 4 replay. See, here's sort of the beauty with that. We do an original 4 replay, and then a 4 remake replay. I'm okay with doing a 5 playthrough, but we're gonna avoid 6 like the plague, because it's just not even a Resident Evil game. It's just whatever. I don't know. I mean, if I got Larson, and again, ultimately, I would like to do a 5 replay with Larson, because that's who I played both of those games with. And if we did a co-op on 5, I mean, that would be a lot of fun. That'd be ideal. I just don't know if we can make that happen. Um, you know, but then again, but this, we're talking about a little while down the road, so it could. But yeah, like I said, I would like to do a 5 replay. That game 5 was a good game. I can't hate on 5 at all. But 6 was terrible. We'll avoid 6, and then yeah, we do 7, and then 8, and then I would down to 0, to sort of cap it off what's available. It would be fun. I'd also like to bring you then too. We could do even. I have like the board games that are made by Steamforged Games, and those are a blast to play. So we could even bring you some board game gameplay. But that's sort of the tentative plan for Resident Evil playthroughs. We'll do the 2 remakes, 2 and 3, do Code Veronica, do an original 4 playthrough, do a 4 remake playthrough. Yep. 5 that's sort of just TBD right now. We'll figure that one out later. Push come to shove, I just do it by myself. We'll be there. And avoid 6 like the plague, like I said, and then 7 and 8, and we bring you that 7. Again, the nice thing about 2, 3, and 7 is I'll put them on the PS5 there, and then essentially they'll be brand looking new games because of the patches out where they essentially gave them PS5 versions with so there will be better graphics, and they'll run a little bit smoother, right? Better frame rate. So it's only good stuff in terms of Resident Evil playthroughs here on the channel, everybody. Like I said, further ones will be less of this ramble. I pretty much talked about everything I wanted to bring up in this video. And besides, it's just the beginning. This hour of gameplay is some of the most. You should know this. If you are a Resident Evil person, you know this stuff already. If not, yeah, you're watching it, you're listening to me talk over it. We listen to the dialogue. That's about it. The story hasn't really yet begun. Um, it's just these. You have inclinations. You have right now. You still have more questions than we have answers, right? And the next few parts are where the story really picks up. So in the next few hours, and like I said, those videos will be less me talking, more of just the gameplay. And again, if I have any sort of profound, awesome, interesting thing to say, I'll sure to chime in. But with that said, we'll leave it here. The rest of the video, you can just play and enjoy, because, like I said, I've laid out the plans and said all I needed to say. So, to all you out there, I hope you have a great and fantastic time here watching the video, and we'll see you in the next one.